Good evening and welcome along to part 2 of our Wigan Athletic FM21 Beta live stream series. Great to have a few of you waiting. Thank you for coming along as always. We have got a lot to look forward to this evening. For those of you that were here last night, you'll know exactly why we're excited today. And for those of you who weren't, you're going to be in for a little treat because we've got something very special lined up. We of course started with Wigan in yesterday's episode, not really knowing what to expect. And we got a little bit of an unpleasant surprise as we couldn't sign free agents, get anyone in on loan, and we were watching our squad getting decimated yet further, which was difficult. But we have now got the opportunity, after a takeover, by a tycoon nonetheless, to get 2 weeks of mayhem in a transfer window before we start our season in the Cups and then in League One. So what was potentially a relegation season could yet be a special one if we get the next 2 weeks right. So thank you for everyone coming along. Great to have so many of you in already. El Gaming Zorro, hello, thank you for coming in. Good evening. Please do put a thumbs up on the video if you haven't already. It does make such a difference. Helps people find us and get involved with the chat. And if you're new along, then subscribe to the channel, check out the videos and come and say hello, who you are and who you support. Thank you again for your incredible support on the first few videos of FM21. We're almost at the stage where we've gained 100 subscribers in 2 days, which is absolutely remarkable. So if you want to be the last 2 or 3 to push that over the line, I will be forever grateful. But otherwise, the videos are going insane. It is growing really quickly. And we have got mayhem about to ensue on Wigan Athletic. So you may remember yesterday, we left things off. Yeah, 10 in the first minute. It's not bad, is it? It's a big change to FM20. But we have got something quite special today because we have obviously left things off yesterday by going through all of the positions, getting the director of football to suggest free agents, and we've scouted them, which will take a week or two. We're going to try and improve the team now. We've put adverts out for the positions and we're going to try and get transfers in. So I'm guessing the first week is probably going to be quite quiet. It's going to be people getting scouted. It's going to be staff applying for the adverts. And then it should go a bit nuts after. At the moment, it's just me and Liam Richardson, the assistant. But I have set him to initiate player transfers. And I think I might have set him for a bit more than that, which I don't want to. So let me just go back here. Yeah, so he's going to initiate player signings. And we'll just see who he comes up with. We're going to keep an eye each day as part of our job on this transfer rumour screen to see who we're linked with and who other clubs are linked with. Don't forget, we haven't actually got a transfer budget yet from the new owner. But we've got 20 grand of wage budget available. We're trying to get a few out. So since you were with me, I've also placed Dan Gardner on the loan list. He's really poor, the worst in the squad. We've got Jamie Jones, who we obviously had a falling out with yesterday. And we're going to keep an eye on Callum Lang and Tom Pearce, because they've got recall clauses in their loans. And I'm hoping we'll be able to call them back once we get to a month. So I hope you're looking forward to all of that. If you missed episode 1, it is on the channel if you want to catch up. But thank you to everyone that's coming along. I really do appreciate it. Please chuck a thumbs up on it. Please come and get involved and let us know who you are, who you're playing with in FM and who you support in real life. And are you looking forward to the internationals tonight? Obviously, Scotland and Northern Ireland have got crucial qualifiers. England are playing the Republic of Ireland. And I'm hoping that Luton striker James Collins will get a go. And we'll see if he does. Ashley Williams was on the suggestions list. Yeah, so he's getting scouted at the moment. We've got a few of them actually that are on there. And what I might do if we can, I don't know if I can highlight all of these at once. I don't think I can, which is a bit of a shame. I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all 16 of these. And I'm going to see if I can offer a trial. Even if I can get them all in for a week, just to judge them. See how they compare to everyone else. My worry with Ashley Williams is of those players, he's going to be one of the ones demanding the highest wages. And don't forget, we've only got 20 grand to spare. So I don't want to be going too gung-ho with one person. Because really, we'd like to get 4, 5 or 6 good League One players. Rather than 2 that are perhaps Championship standard. Because we've got so many weak positions here. So we are going to see what we can do. We'll keep an eye on it. Duncan Watmore's one I'm interested in. The experience of Nathan Dyer on the other side of that. There's some very good players about. So we'll see what we can get in on trial there. Let's have a look at the transfer rumour screen and then we'll skip ahead for our first day. We're only going to be alive for about an hour tonight because I am doing an interview for the podcast at about 7. And that's with a former Luton player, so I can't be letting him down or turning up late. But let's have a look at who's been linked with who. So any ones that are transfer fees, we've got to ignore. Any that are loans, like Slattery here, we can have a look at. And any that are also Oh, look, Dennis Sirkin. We had him at Cliftonville last year in FM20. Any that are loans, any that are free agents, we can have a look at. I don't think Harvey White's good enough, but we'll try anyway. I guess they're better than what we've got, aren't they? Sam Greenwood. We're just going to scout all of these kids. What we want to try and do is get free agents in at a high quality. And then if we can scout for loan players, we can sort of fill the gaps in the squad, ideally, is the main aim here. Alex Hunt is the last one, I believe. So that's it. Let's skip ahead the first one and see if some of these kids will come in on trial for us. Thank you to everyone coming along as well. Great to see the numbers creeping up again. We're getting friendlies galore. We're getting interview galore. Oh, we're going to have a new ownership structure in place. Are you excited about these working conditions? I'm very excited because I can actually make a transfer. So hopefully the press will like that. Most of these guys have accepted trials. So let's run through all of these. And suddenly we're going to have a squad that we can't fit on a page. Even though it's only for a week, it's going to be a pleasant surprise. So 16 players coming in on trial. And we're just going to see who's the best, who wants the least in wages. And hopefully we'll be able to do it. Cliftonville fans, welcome along. Sorry I'm not with your club anymore, but FM21, we might still be able to sneak a couple in. So Dennis Sirkin might be the first one. You know he did well for us. Sam Greenwood, yeah, he's not too bad. Tom, can you settle a pronunciation debate? Quickly say ducks, ducks and dogs. I don't know what you're going for there, mate, to be honest. Tommy can't even say Wheelstone. I only do that to annoy you. I know how to say it. Thank you for everyone popping in, though. Great to see you getting involved in the chat. Please do chuck a thumbs up on it. If you're new along, subscribe to the channel. Come and say hello as we get through the next 2 weeks. Is that the Danny Rowe? No, it's the left winger Danny Rowe. He's a different one. He has played in the EFL, but it's not the AFC filed one that you're thinking of. So what more 3 stars? We've got a 4-star fullback there. 3-star, 3-star, 3.5, Gareth McCleary. Vickers the keeper. Doherty. Oh, I forgot about him. He's a good player as well. Andreu, Nathan Dyer. Bartram's past his best. Danny Rowe, it's the other Danny Rowe, Craig. So it's the one who's been at Lincoln, Ipswich, Macclesfield. He was at Fylde, incidentally, but it's not the one you're thinking of. George Boyd, Ashley Williams, Greg Halford. He's not 4-star still. He was playing in Scottish League 1 or League 2 in my save. That's in the head coach, that one. Paul Anderson, 2.5, and Stokes, 3. So we're just going to skip ahead a day, just so they settle in. Normally a little trick for trialists, as we've picked up 2 more injuries. Oh, it's ridiculous. I'm going to be very blasé and not say much on the comments of Ashley Williams joining. More injuries is a disaster. But back to the trialist. Oh look, Jones has dropped his concerns. I'm still selling you. But in terms of the trialist, if you leave it a day, normally they then would reduce their wage demand slightly. Yeah, Craig, I would much rather have that one as well. 2 different Northerners, I'm guessing from your in-law family, have understood me this week when I said, have misunderstood you when you've said duck. Okay, I don't know where to go with that, but yeah, I would suggest that we say it very differently. But many people have heard it there, so they can give you their opinion. Harry, good evening, welcome, thanks for coming along. Which one, the former filed ones? He's a centre forward. He went to, I think, Oldham or somewhere. No, he was linked with Oldham and he went somewhere else. Let's have a look at the other Danny Rowe. I don't actually know where he is now. The other Danny Rowe is... Oh yeah, it is Oldham. I did get it right. Really good player. Won that FA Trophy final for Fylde that we went to watch a couple of years back. Really good player. So should we go and have a look at this squad? Because we've got all of our trialists in. And we essentially want to see where they are in the squad. Fergus, good evening. Welcome along. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. Do appreciate seeing new faces as well as all of the regulars. If you haven't yet, please chuck a thumbs up on the video. Danny Rowe did go to Oldham, so he's still there in this save. I hope you're all enjoying this transfer bonanza as it's going to be. I really didn't expect Duncan Watmore to be near the bottom of the list for star rating. That injury must have really got him. I'd love to know what wage he wants. If we get him down to a squad player. Oh, he's one who's not going to tell you what he wants. If we can get him for 1.6 grand a week, he can come in no matter how good he is. But let's have a look at the top of the list. The best ones are Chet Cater, who's a 24-year-old left back. I don't actually think he's that good. He did play for Birmingham last year, or the year before, I should say. He's had loans at Bologna and in Belgium. I'm not sure he's much better than what we've got, although we haven't actually got a left back, have we? Solomon Obator, he can't even play there. Oh, it's comparing him with the wingers, that's why. Let's look at left back. Slightly better than Naismith, much better than James. So if he wants big wages, we're not going to offer it. If he only wants a little one, then we might consider him. Let's see what he wants. 4.7. So basically what we're asking is he worth a fifth of our wage bill that we've got remaining. Tom, who am I interviewing later? Mark O'Brien, former Derby, Luton and Newport, had to retire this year because of the heart condition. So that's the guy I'm interviewing this evening. Really good player, was a great prospect at Derby and had loads of injuries which ruined his career. But I'd love to get his side of it. We've talked to a few like that in the past. But the way he came back then and then got a career with Newport, he was involved in that big FA Cup run, you remember, past Middlesbrough and into Man City in the 5th round a year or so back. But yeah, he's just retired now, so we're going to be having a chat with him this evening. Captain against Hampton and Richmond on Sunday. Oh, was he? For Oldham. They played in the FA Cup, didn't they? Tom, that's a secret. Oh, sorry, I've just given away the secret, Craig. How's Macaulay Bond getting on? Spelt it wrong. He's just gone to QPR, hasn't he? So I doubt we'll be able to get him. Let's have a look. What I will do, actually, before I offer Cater a deal, is just see how it compares to what the others want. Because then I'll know if he's trying to mug us off or not. Where is he there? He's right in the middle. Yeah, he looks a good player. He's had a bit of an upgrade. Scored his first goal before the international break in real life, didn't he? So he's going to be a good player for them. Let's see what Ashley Williams wants then. He would be a really good addition, particularly in the dressing room. Potentially a captain as well. He wants to be a star player, which doesn't bode well for the wages. And he wants promotion in 2 years. We can promise that because we're not going to be here. Oh, we are in business. Ashley Williams only wants just over £2,000 a week. Why on earth has he got such low demands? I mean, if another club comes in, we're screwed. But we'll take him for that. Tom, was that when Fraser Franks was Newport captain? Yes, it was. And Fraser Franks had to retire with a heart problem. And then the next year, Mark O'Brien did. So, yeah, it was the same sort of time. But he's a really good player at his best. And he was a regular in the Championship at 18 in defence. I mean, he was a very good player. It's just a shame that injuries got in the way at that young age. Let's have a look and see if we can get Ashley Williams then, because that would be a massive signing. A statement of intent, nonetheless. We try and get all them bonuses out. I'm very cunning with this. We just want to try and get a few in, really. Get a bit closer to the season. Let's see if he'll take £2,000 a week. He's happy. If nobody else comes in for him and we get Ashley Williams, I feel like we're back in business. Is there anyone else interested? Not at the moment. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And that suggests that Cater's probably trying to mug me off there for £4,000 a week. Greg Halford, which, Tom, you mentioned him yesterday, no longer a goalkeeper on here. And he's actually not even got an enhanced keeper rating. But he can play just about everywhere else. Still got the long throw, but he's not good enough for me. I'm not sure why he's rated 4-star there. And then Gareth McCleary. He's still very good. Released by Reading last summer. He's a semi-regular in the Championship. I'm not sure he's any better than what we've got again. And I don't know for a 33-year-old if we want to go big. He is a good personality for the dressing room. So let's see what wage he wants. He wants £2,000 a week. So if we can get 10 guys of this quality, and we've got a squad that can survive, haven't we? So I think that's probably what we have to go for. Signing of the year suggestion. Yeah, you've probably made that. Tom, that's ruined your day, has it? Sorry, mate. Greg Halford was always the man, wasn't he? Your FM06 saves, he was your legend. I'll think about McCleary. Josh Vickers as a goalkeeper. Was at Lincoln previously. He wants to be on £1,000 a week. I mean, I know this isn't really a huge upgrade from League One. I guess the other thing I could gamble on, I could potentially just go for Williams and hope that enhances us enough that we could then go and get bigger names after that. But I don't know if that's too much of a gamble. Michael Doughty, again, is a decent player. But I'm not sure that any of these are massive upgrades. And I know I'm being a little bit greedy, but I'm starting to think about promotion and the likes. Doughty wants too big a wage. Nathan Dyer, now he's one I can get on board with because of the reputation he carries with him. He's still got that reputation as well. So can we get him in on the cheap and then try and get a few off the back of him and Williams? Or we could just become the old Swansea team, basically. Dyer wants £4,500. I can't be doing that, I'm afraid. Vickers ex-Arsenal Academy, yes he is. El Gaming, as I've said before, unfortunately, I can't go and look up players and purchase them. I have to do the ones that are found organically. So unless they're recommended to us by a director of football, a coach, whatever it is. Whether they're in the transfer rumours, in the scout reports, we can't sign them. So we've already looked at Danny Rowe. George Boyd is past his prime. What more? And the rest are rated a bit lower, aren't they? So perhaps all that excitement, not quite as good. We didn't have a Barté in there, did we? I'm sure he was in that report to start with. Why didn't he come on trial? He's the other big name one we were looking at. So let's leave it a day or two. Of course, we've got these guys a week. There's no real rush with it, other than getting the match fitness. And Barté looks like he's coming on trial. So hopefully, he'll be one of those. If we can have Barté and Williams in the back four, we're starting to look like an international studded side. Liam Miller. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, it's a difficult challenge without the player and search screen, which is why we can't just go and find the best now. To everyone that's coming along, thank you. We're in a fantastic position, well into double figures. So please do come and put a thumbs up on the video if you haven't. Come and say hello in the chat down below as we get rolling here with Ignacio Abate. Will he take a lower wage? I highly doubt it. Well, we got a right back, Darnell Johnson, but he wasn't great. Let's see what he wants. Regular starter we'll offer him. Suggest the promise. He wants 4.5. I'm going to leave it towards the end of the week just to see if it goes down. But really, I don't want to be investing that much. But Ashley Williams could be a steal. We'll keep an eye on these scout reports. I mean, that one's rubbish. Jacob Mellis, fee of around 60 grand. We haven't got a fee to offer. He is a good player. I mean, there's no harm in scouting him, is there? But yeah, it's a little bit difficult, this. I thought we'd have a few more flooding to join us, to be honest. But we will keep an eye on those transfer rumours as we go along, particularly over the next week or so. And we'll just be hoping we can avoid more injuries. Tom, how often are you streaming these days? So during the beta for the next week and a half, I'll be doing every weekday at 5:30, apart from Mondays. And then Saturday and Sunday at 11 AM. Once the full game's released and I'm back to work as normal, I'll go back to Tuesdays or maybe even Saturday mornings, just while we're not attending football to try and let more people in. But yeah, for the next week and a half, every day apart from Monday. Evenings, weekdays, late mornings at the weekend. Any other Wrexham fans here? I think you'll probably be on your own in a group of 15, unfortunately. And probably unlikely to have people from Wales as well. Charlie, Scotland and Northern Ireland predictions. They're all so tight, didn't they? I mean, all of the others were going near penalties. I think Scotland will do it. I think Steve Clarke will be the hero. And I think Northern Ireland will... I've got a feeling that want to go to penalties. And then it's a lottery, isn't it? Unfortunately, I think they'll probably lose on pens. They do have the best fans. When both Northern Ireland and the Republic... It's a bit like Sweden at a World Cup, isn't it? Or a Euros. If you've got all of that sort of colour and vibrance, the Netherlands as well... They just add so much to the fan base. I mean, we're hoping everyone can go to the Euros next summer. But we still don't really know how that stands yet. So let's go and have a look at the transfer rumours. Anyone linked with Wigan? James Bolton. Don't really know anything about him, but we'll scout him. And let's have a look at some of the other loan ones. Oh, look, there's a free agent target for Ipswich. And they're a very good team at the top. So we're going to have to think that he's a good player. Oh, he wants a lot. So that suggests he's not going to be good. Ryan Colclough, he's played for Wigan before. Not quite in his prime now. Had a few injury troubles, but he's not great. Dylan McCanday's there. Another former hero from our other save. Cliftonville and FM20, they're all coming out here. Any other loan linked ones? I don't think so. Should we be cheeky and look at the Championship? I wonder if there's any big loan ones there. Who's this guy? From Brighton. I don't know that we'll be able to get players of that quality. 29 grand a week he's on as well, which probably prices us out slightly. Preston are trying to nine this guy from Forest. A striker on the books, but he's more of a target man. It's a bit of a shame that. I'm just hoping that it's all going to pin on Ashley Williams and his reputation. It's basically what we're going for. Let me catch up with the chat very quickly. The Will Grigg song was iconic, of course. Get Will Grigg back. I would absolutely love to. But again, I can't go and search for him. He has to be found organically. So unless he pops up in these rumours, it won't be happening, I'm afraid. And I won't be able to afford him from Sunderland either. So Slattery we're already looking at. It's gone back to most of the old ones there. Manny Monte. I know a few of the podcast lads would like to see him in. But Manny Monte is going to be out of our price range. Charlie, Jonathan Lecco or Deshaun Menard, again, I would love to. But unless they pop up in these scout reports, we wouldn't be naturally going to look for them. So we have to trust the process here. We have to do it properly. It'd be too easy to just go and get everyone. Carl Vassell, unfortunately, is not good enough. And we'll see if those reports change as we go along as well. Right, so we've got a couple of reports back for these ones we were looking at. Harvey White and Callum Slattery are rated the highest. So Slattery's current ability is 4-star. And he's a versatile player as well. So we see if we can get him in on loan. £2 a week they want. Bonus after avoiding relegation. You're pushing it a bit now, aren't you? Oh, they're trying to get fees out of us. Southampton are naughty. They shouldn't be doing that from us. Danny Rowe as well, but they're just not quite good enough. Even though they're 3.5-star here. We just need someone that's going to blow them out the water, basically. I don't know if alone Ashley Williams' reputation can do that. Or will later in the week someone like an Abate offer to come in for less money? Because at the moment, still wants 4.4 and we can't offer that. It's just a little bit too much. And maybe we will end up with a Duncan Watmore or someone on those lines. Any more transfer rumours, or are we still on the old ones? Harvey White being linked with other League One clubs, so perhaps he's someone we look at. He is a good midfielder. It's the only position we covered though with Lee Evans. So what do they want? 1.5 grand a week. They want a bonus as well. We haven't got any money. Dara O'Shea from West Brom. Let's go for him. He's wanted on loan by Oxford. 4 grand a week and a big bonus. We cannot afford it. Jack Clark, another former hero from Cliftonville. They want 5 grand a week and a bonus. We haven't got the money for the bonus. Oh, Nashville are after Ashley Williams now. We could lose out on him yet. And if that goes, then the last week becomes frenzy. And that might end up being part 3 because this is descending into chaos already. It's not going quite to plan. It's not that Danny Rowe, Charlie. We've discussed that, unfortunately. I've asked for an affiliate. Got rejected yesterday. Harvey Gilmore, again, I'd love to, but unfortunately it's not possible. Didn't he go to somewhere in the National League as well? I'm sure he went to Stockport or someone like that. Our first game, or our second game's on TV against Charlton. Abate's picked up an injury for 9 weeks, so good job we didn't sign him. I mean, they're dropping like flies. Even the trialists are going down now. I really don't know where this is going. I thought it would be a bit easier. What I could do now we've got all those guys on trial is try and get the director of football involved again. But it's an assistant manager, essentially. You got taken over by someone with 0 cash. Can't believe you got a tycoon. Adam, welcome along. Thanks for joining in. It's a tycoon-owned consortium. So I haven't got a transfer budget or anything. It just means that all the debts are paid off. Oh, you're saying get that, Danny Rowe. I can't go and look for players unless they're coming in the scout reports. We can't use the player search screen or anything like that. Have to be via scout reports, transfer rumours, any organic means essentially. So let's see what we've got in store this evening. Anyone else about? David Jones, is he still going? Jeez. Tyreek Johnson on loan? No, he's not good enough. Will Smallbone? He looks good. He's on 10 grand a week and we know Southampton like a fee and we can't afford it. So this is getting quite difficult. I thought clubs would be a bit more generous to us on loan. Jacob Mellis is in there as well. They still want fees. They still want fees and we haven't got a transfer budget. So this really hasn't got much easier because the takeover hasn't done a lot. I guess we could go and ask for a transfer budget. Yeah, L Gaming, you've just said it. Let's go and ask for a budget. You signed Lord Bentner. Oh dear. The other James Collins still play? I don't know if he does. We'll go and have a look. I mean, we're not going to sign him, but let's have a look. It doesn't look like it. I'm guessing he's one of these managers, is he? Oh no, he's not. I don't know then. He was in last year's game as a free agent. Here come Nashville for Ashley Williams. He's going to ditch us for the MLS, isn't he? I'm going to get so annoyed with him. Let's go to the transfer screen. Oh, let's ask for a budget first, actually. Let's see if we can do that. Board request. We might be able to ask for an affiliate again, actually, because we've been taken over now. The board will get back to you shortly. And let's request a transfer budget. Even if we can get a couple of £100,000, just so we can pay those loan fees, would make a big difference to us. So, the board have rejected your initial request. Let's see what we can do. Good players on loan. Oh, why? Why are you being so harsh to me, Nathan? We're not going to be over-reliant on them. I believe it's important. Please, Nathan, just let me have them. We're going to be left behind? Yes! We're getting a senior affiliate. Will we get it in time for the start of the season? That could be something for episode 3. So we'll try and leave a loan spot free. And they're not willing to increase the transfer budget. Without significant investment, the club risk going backwards. I mean, that's perfect. Request denied. Oh, this isn't going to plan, is it? Still nearly 6,000 season tickets sold, but we are looking for a senior affiliate. We're in the Northwest. We could get one of the big boys. We've got to hope for it. Quincy Rowe comes up on a scout report. I don't know if he'll be in the game that we've loaded here. The defender, yeah, he has retired. The bald Welsh defender, he has. Thank you for everyone coming in. We're nearly at 20 now again, just like yesterday. Thank you for your incredible support. Please do chuck a thumbs up on it if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Come and get involved in the chat. Let me know who you are, who you're managing, and who you support as well. Yep, that's the whole point of them, unfortunately. Quincy Rowe Fan Club, there he is. Brilliant player for Chertsey Town. Is there anyone else in these scout reports worth looking at? They're still looking at kids. Samuelson's not great. Am I perhaps being too greedy with the players? I might just have to give in tomorrow. And just accept that I'm going to have to pay big bucks for some of them. I don't think. Or we're just going to have an average squad. One of the two. So let's go and request some director of football stats again. Key positions we're going to look at. So we don't have a left back. We don't have a good right back. So let's ask for 3 transfer targets. And who's he got in there? Julian Palmieri. He looks good. So let's offer him a trial. I guess the ones that haven't played in England before are more likely to ask for more money, aren't they? And that guy's 27. So let's go for him. What I should have done with Wigan is load the Honduras, shouldn't I? Because that would have made a big difference to this save based on previous history. Let me go and get in the free transfer right backs. Because it looks like Abate's gone now due to injuries. There's a couple in there, but they're not great. There's a lot of French players in there as well. That one looks the best of them. It's been at Hapoel Beersheva in Israel. Some bizarre signings there. Let's go to centre midfield. Find a partner for Lee Evans. We've got the 2 trialists. And then Julian Michel. He's not great either. And he's got a bid in for him already. I'm really quite worried now. And let's see what the strikers have got to offer. Anything different? Callum Hines. He's come from Watford, but I don't think he's good enough for League One football yet. But maybe I'm just underestimating these guys. I don't know. I'm having a bit of a crisis here, if you haven't noticed already. Marcus Tebart, he's 34, but he was a good player in his prime. Boe Kane, he looks good. Let's get him in on trial. He's only 29 as well. So hopefully we can gradually build them. LPM Mackie, welcome along. Thank you for coming in. Up the ticks, yep. Absolutely. Hopefully we'll be able to keep you up. Did you choose Wigan because you loved the game experience so much in March? As you know, probably not, Tom, because it is the worst game of football I watched last year. There were no shots on target in the first 88 minutes or something crazy like that. Then obviously Sluga made that outstanding save against Wigan in stoppage time. But it was the last game that we went to live until me MK Dons last month. So it's still got a special place for that. Jason Roberts, I think, has retired a long time ago there, Craig. I'm pretty sure that he's in the coaches here. Oh, he's not in the game at all. So he's obviously not listed as a coach anymore. I'm sure he was before. He's not in the game. Latics is the nickname of Wigan Athletic. That's all. Craig, yep. So sorry, you've answered that already. Thank you for everyone coming in. Please do chuck a thumbs up on it. It does make such a difference. The head coach was out earlier today, and again, it's gone insane. I'm loving the Bangor City save in the mornings as well. Episode 2 today, and I'd already upset the owner. Doesn't take much with me, does it? No more scout reports. Any more transfer rumours? This bonanza's turning into a bit of a nightmare. And if we lose out on the other lad as well, I don't know what we're going to do. And we can't afford to pay the relegation bonuses. Percy Prado is linked with Wigan. We might as well get him in on trial. A Peruvian. It's the closest to the Honduras we've found so far. How can we be attracting interest of him? He's worth 120 grand and we can't afford him. I know we could change some of the wage budget over, but then it just means that we're restricted again in who we can bring in. Jared Branthwaite, another hero from Cliftonville last year. Can we loan him for free maybe? Just so we've got a centre-half to start the season? No, they want a budget. They want a big bonus again, sorry. J. Roy Grotz. He's not good enough either. So let me have a look at these two loanies. Can we get them back? Who were out on loan? It was Tom Pearce. Can't recall in the first 28 days. Callum Lang must be now. Still not the first 28 days. That's what we need to get to. We've got 6 more trialists coming in. We're just desperately trying to find people who are good enough for this standard and that are going to be able to join. Is Emerson Boyce in the game? I don't think so. I'm not sure where he is now, actually. Oh, he is. He's at Ashton Town. There he is, Charlie. 40 years of age. He said 90. 40 years of age. He's still in the games. Lost that physicality. But aside from that, he's still got all of the star attributes. Still a good player. Graham Jones as assistant. Don't push it too far. I play for a team in Bangor's League, but I don't think I'm on the game. No, you won't be. You won't be allowed to legally until you're 16, unfortunately. Is Pascal Chimbonda in the game? We're just going through the late 2000s Wigan, are we? No Pascal Chimbonda, I'm afraid. But I haven't got the French leagues loaded, so it might not have been. Craig, your team's in the game. Yeah, but it's outside the playable leagues, isn't it? So that's the only reason for it. Bubba Traore is in. 3.5 star. Potentially good enough, I would say. Well, he's only rated the same as Cal Naismith. Right, this guy, Boe Kane, is rated 4 star. So he might be someone we can go for. He's up there with Lee Evans. And that gives us a decent midfield if it's a decent wage. So cross your fingers, everyone. Negotiate. 3.6. We're going to do it. If we can get him in for $3,000 a week, we'll accept that. We're not going to give him a bonus if we stay up. We're not going to give him a promotion wage rise. Not that we're going to have to worry about that at this rate. Let's see if he'll accept that. It's the agent fee I'm worried about. Well, that's not actually been contested. So I'm hoping we won't have to go up here. If we do, we might be in trouble. He's still going for it. Shall I go 3.1? Try and appease him with a token gesture there. Hopefully, yes. There we go. Jan Boe Kane, you legend if you join us. Just don't go going off to the MLS. Don't get an offer there and you'll be my favourite player in the game. Palmieri has joined on trial. He's 4 star as well. He's 33, so possibly past his prime, but he's a left back. And we haven't got one of any decent quality. So let's try him as well. What's his wage demand? 2.8. I mean, we risk being all French, but I feel like we've got to go for these guys. Let's just try and eke out as much as possible. Don't forget, we're only offering contracts. We don't have to bring them all in yet. We can say no at the last minute. We're going to take that deal out because we don't want him down for 2 years. 1 year only, please. 2.3, we're just going to eke it up. We'll leave the agent fee as that normally keeps them quiet then. I think 2.4 and we've got the job done. I will be proven wrong probably, but no, there we go. We're starting to make a little bit of progress now. We've just got to hope that Ashley Williams and some of these guys join us and don't all run to the MLS. Get them to the north or south and I will. Might be a while we're not allowed fans in our ground, absolutely. Is Craig good at football? He was. He's the most injury-prone man I've ever met, so unfortunately he's probably lost a little bit now. But in his prime, he was a good footballer, as was Charlie. They were very good non-league footballers. Prado, only 3 star, we're not going to get him. See, Kalen Hines is rated 4 star, but he's also being rated as a left winger, which he isn't, so that worries me. We could end up with a narrow 4 in midfield at this rate. I think we have to have a look at him. He's young, he's British, he's got a bit of potential. Regular start. He wants a minimum fee to move on, which suggests he's got big potential. And he only wants 2.1 grand a week, so we're going to let him do it. He wants to be sold for 5 million, but hey, if we get 5 million for someone, that's sorted us out for the year. We're going to try and get out all of the other clauses that involve a bonus, that involve a percentage rise. And we're going to try and get him on the cheapest possible deal. So let's see if we can do it. Thank you to everyone coming along as well. It's great to see so many of you in for the 2nd day in a row. I really do appreciate it. Please do chuck a thumbs up on it if you haven't already. And subscribe to the channel. Check out the videos. I'm really proud of the 2 series this year, as Kalen Hines has agreed to 1.8 grand a week. Now, if some of these can agree, We should then, if we get 2 or 3 of these in, be able to step up our next letter targets. Craig is Majid Bugera. Yes, he's the left-footed Majid Bugera. But Craig has got the best long throw I've ever seen in football. It's the best one I've ever seen live in the flesh, and behind Rory Delap, the best I've ever seen from a professional, amateur, anything. So he's got the second best long throw in the world after Delap. Never mind, I'll leave you at your club then. Don't think so, Tom. Where did I miss? Do you think FM will ever go lower than north or south? Not in-game, but there's so many people that create databases they don't need to. I'll probably do it lower in the future. Obviously, I was nearly doing Hitchin this year because of the issues. I couldn't then go and do filming and stuff at the ground. Craig, you've still got something left in the tank. Maybe 5 minutes off the bench, but got to look after your knees now and your hamstrings. You're not a young man anymore. Is Zavon Heim still on the game? I'm not sure. He was doing punditry for BT the other week, Tom, for the National League. Zavon Hines, I'm sure he's still playing somewhere. Oh, he's listed as a coach now. So he's actually working for West Ham at the moment, so that's not replicated in-game. I think he's working lower than under 18s, that's why. But yeah, he's working for West Ham as a coach, and he was doing BT punditry. Right, the last one we've got on trial is Ketut. He's a right-back who's also 4-star. So I don't think I'm going to get both of the French old fullbacks in. But if we can get the others in, the under-30s and Ashley Williams, and then we can get the next lot of targets, that could be great for us. So we are making a bit of progress, and hopefully before 6:30, I'll at least be able to deliver some signings for the transfer special. That's the aim anyway. Let's go for 1.9. Hopefully he'll take it. Oh, he's going to have to go up to $2,000 a week. They always want them rounded up, don't they? There we go. It's just the Ashley Williams one. I've got such a gut feeling he's going to go to the MLS. I'm really worried about it. But there are a few looking good there. So let's go to the scouting again. Any more in? I don't think so. Let's skip ahead another day. We'll have a look at those transfer rumours as well. See if there's anyone else about. Tom doesn't play. No, Tom doesn't play. He's getting into cricket now, I think. Boe Kane. Oh, Mets have made an offer. We're never keeping him out of a top tier French side, are we? They were mid-table in the top tier in France last year. Frustrating. Let's have a look at the transfer rumours. Are there any more about that we can get? Sam Greenwood's linked again. He's not rated so well by our scouts. And considering how bad our team is and how highly they're rated still, that does concern you. The same for Dennis Sirkin, really. I'm a bit worried about this. I'm not going to lie. I thought once we got the takeover, it would be a bit easier. But it doesn't seem to be that way. Any news on Lang yet, or are we still too early? We can recall Callum Lang. Right, there's the first big signing of the window. Callum Lang is coming back from his loan deal. 4-star right winger, only on $1,500 a week. That's a big addition. He's a good striker who can score goals as well. So actually, 14 finishing, 14 pace, 15 composure. I think I've got my centre forward sorted. Who wants him as a right winger when you've got a striker that good? He can play off the left as an inside forward as well. What a player he is to have back. We'll try and get Tom Pearce back as our backup left back as well. But he left a bit later, didn't he? When did he go? He went to Torquay on the 28th. So we'll have to wait 2 or 3 more days to be able to get him in. Let me catch up with the chat again. I was a Sunday League footballer, but I wouldn't head the ball. I used to volley it clear from anywhere. So I would sweep and let everyone else go and head it. But in my prime, I was a centre-half in Sunday League football and a goalkeeper for Luton schools and school teams. So Tom's just a 5'7" aside messing around. I am the modern day Gabor Kirai. Sunday League as an adult, I wore the grey tracksuit every single time. Cricket is the best sport playing. Yeah, absolutely. My favourite sport to play is tennis, to be honest, because it's the only one I'm very good at. A big signing, but he's good. Favourite all-time FM save? Oh, that's a good question. I had one a few years back with York off camera, which I absolutely loved. I had one with Reading in 2006, which was great. And me and Tom used to have, in our teenage years, we used to have football manager evenings. I can't remember. He used to be Barcelona with Agbon Lahore and Zavon Hine, and Danny Haynes, on the wings. Because you just bought anyone with 20 pace and they'd automatically grow to 20 strength as well later on. I thought that was the Jamie Carragher then for a minute. Is he related to the Jamie Carragher? He's not related to it. It's a coincidental name. So we've got another friendly, so cross your fingers for no injuries. Hopefully all the trialists play, and then that won't possibly happen. Those two don't like York, but I don't mind them. Best player you played against? Good question. Barnett was his favourite. You're joking, aren't you? Thank you to everyone coming in. Please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Let's see if we can get at least a few signings in. I mean, Ashley Williams is the one we're waiting for, isn't it? Are we going to get that bit of positive news? If we go to the rumours, is there anyone else about? Right, there's some big loan deals being talked about here. Adam Clayton, who's 31. Oh, I just can't do it. I wonder if... Should we just try and do one with the bonus and see what happens? I guess he's not the best one to do it with because he's on massive money. But let's see if we can do that with somebody. So here's this kid from Bournemouth, 600 quid a week and looks good quality. So 600 quid and there's the bonus they want. So let's try and edge it down a bit first. Can we do that? Yes. And hopefully they'll just see that as something different to the budget then. But that could be a good cheap loan addition. Anyone else about there? I don't think there is, to be honest. Rafael Diarra without a club linked with Wigan. Oh, he looks good. 25-year-old right back. He might be my answer. Let's see how much money he wants. I can't offer him it because I've given a trial offer. We'll wait till he comes in and then we'll go big for him. If he wants less than the 32-year-old and he's rated the same, we'll stick with it. Wickham is Craig's. Yeah, we were sad. See everyone else in the teenage years. What are they doing? FIFA. And we were just sitting in playing Football Manager all night. It was LMA Manager before that one at primary school, so it's never changed really. Joe Jacobson ruined it for you. One of the nicest blokes in football. Interviewed him, couldn't have been a nicer bloke. Absolutely fantastic. He's doing well in the Championship now as well. There's the dreaded news. Ashley Williams has gone to Nashville. 13.5 grand a week. You can't begrudge him that. But we've lost out on the best one there. So it looks like we're going to be a French side. We'll look at that backroom team advice in a minute. I just want to see if this guy's 4-star and then we can offer him a deal. Oh, he's only 3-star. Why is he rated so poorly compared to the other one? Is the other one still rated 4-star? He is. So I can't bring him in. He looks alright on paper. I'm trying to work out if it's Liam Richardson. Is it because he can't attack? I don't know. And I don't want to gamble at this point. We've got such a tight budget to play with. Any of these super standouts on loan? Doesn't look like it either. So let's go back to that team summary. See if we can get some coaches and things in. Stephen Craigan, good coach. Let's get him in. We'll try and edge these down again. Keep the budgets rolling. And we'll offer them the longest deal. Just keep them settled in. And hopefully they'll take less money as well then. 850 quid a week. It's just about getting bodies in now. Simon Royce, good goalkeeper in the 2000s. Let's get him in. Probably more the 90s to be fair to him. But I remember him from the early 2000s. He's behind Dean Kiley at Charlton for a while. Andy Liddell as a fitness coach. Let's complete the set, why don't we? I know the coaches aren't the most exciting bit to get involved in, but they are the most important ones. You can get average players and good coaches and they'll work them up. And most importantly, we've got a suggestion for a director of football there, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. If you are new along, come and get involved in the chat. Come and say hello. Let's have a look and catch up myself. How do I get it to highlight someone names like Craig did then? No idea, unfortunately. I'm not the technology man to ask, probably. Oh, so when you're at someone, it highlights. Oh, there you go. I never knew that. I'm definitely not one of the best FM players here, but that's because I make it harder for myself. I make it difficult by suggesting that I'm going to be not using a player search, the transfer screen, whatever. The head coach, I don't get any control. Right, we've got offered a good director of football here. Colm Skelly from the Republic of Ireland. If we can get him in and get him in charge of some transfers, he might get us a couple of special players in. He's agreed a deal, so that's a good sign. Rhys Duggan, technical director from Wales. There you go. Let's get him in as well. If he'll accept 1.2. Come on, you want to accept it. There you go. So it looks like it's coming together now. Kevin Reeves, chief scout, and he is sensational. Let's get him in. So if we can get these guys in, Maybe the end of the window / the start of the season next episode, tomorrow night, that might be where the magic happens. Maybe we called it too early. We did say this first week was likely to be a bit more calm. Spencer Pryor's in my suggestions for an under-23s manager. I'm going to go for him just because I remember him at City. I have to give him a chance. 600 quid a week, he'll do. Good lad, accepts that straight away. Can we get a good physio in? Who's better out of Graham and Megson? It's Graham. So he's coming in as a physio. I think we've just about got a good base of staff then. So all starting to look up off the pitch. Just need a couple of those signings to come off. Finally, sports scientist. 900 quid a week. And there we go. I think we're just about done. Oh, he's not happy to accept that. Let's give him one more go. Good lad. Second time lucky. So can we get a transfer in? That's the question. Is that former Peterborough friend got a club? Rhys Bennett. He's another one we interviewed, isn't he? He's not got a club yet. I could look for him because I've actually interviewed him. So I'd look for him straight away. I've looked multiple times to see if he's got a club. Is the Wrexham Stockport save still happening? Yeah, I would have thought so. I'd have thought we'd still try and get something out soon. We haven't decided whether it's Wrexham Stockport, St Albans Hemel or a couple of others yet. But we will definitely do a network save. So Rhys Bennett, I'd be interested to see how good he is actually. Oh, he's at Kilmarnock here. Has he gone to Kilmarnock then? Or has this happened in-game? Maybe it's happened in-game. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, aren't I? Milestones. When did he join? He's definitely not joined in real life. No, August 2020. So I've missed the boat with that one. He's still a free agent in real life, but he's gone. And he's a good player. We could have done with him. Right, we're having to increase the transfer budget to get these guys in, where they've just paid their signing on fees. It was months ago, to be fair to him. He does loads of FM streams. He did his interview with us about April time. I mean, I don't think we ever told him who we were as well, name-wise. But yeah, he was a lovely bloke. I hope he gets a club soon. If the new cloners take over, I'll be bringing in Ronaldo. He doesn't have a club on mine. Up to nearly 20 again. Thank you for coming along. Please do chuck a thumbs up on it if you haven't already. I think we're just going to have to go for these two French fullbacks because we need signings. I don't want to finish this stream having not bought in a player. So we're going to adjust the budget. We're going to get all three of them. Tom Pearce we can recall as well. So it's starting to come together a little bit. Palmieri, Hines, Satut. Now all down to 3.5 star. Just as luck would have it. Oh, at least it's a squad. At least it's a squad. Be positive. The trials are all finishing. Are there any we want to bring in? That's the question. Nathan Dyer, I've still got a bit of interest in him. As a squad player, what does he want? Oh, he wants over 5 now. Czech Cater wanted too much and we've got a better left back. Is there anyone else that's worth looking at? Gareth McCleary was quite good, but he wanted bigger money, didn't he? He can be a squad player. No, it's too much money. Maybe my stinginess is harming me here. I would sign Vickers, but we haven't got Jones out yet either. So we might have a problem at the back. He wants a very modest wage, but he's not really any better than what we've got, and the other two aren't going. So with those three coming in, and all disappointing slightly, we're in a bit of a dodgy position. So Tom Pearce is going to come back. The loan's already been terminated, so let's get him off the transfer list. I can't do that till he's back at the club. Oh, I'm a little bit stumped now. We're going to have to go on another hunt, I think. Baba Traore's come in. 27-year-old left back, and he's better, ironically. Let's see what they say about him for wages. He still wants quite a bit. So we're going to stick with the two we've got now. Just try and get through the season there. The owners want to make Wrexham the best team in the UK. Well, I'll tell you what. They want to get them back in a football league would be ideal. And that's it, Craig. I hope they let... That's what I sort of said the other day. I hope they leave the football inside of it to an expert. And I hope they just, give the money, invest wisely, and then let the football people make good decisions. If they get good football people in, they'll be all right. So let's set all of these people for the under-23s. We're going to have one more look at the rumours, and then we're going to get back to the director of football. Or should we wait until the actual one comes in? Joel Lynch on a free transfer. He was at Sunderland last year. He's Welsh international as well. Let's have a look at him. It's my slight downgrade on Ashley Williams. How much does he want? A bit. Let's get him on trial first, just so we can take a look at him. I'm basically writing off the League Cup tie, because that's a week's time. And I know, unfortunately, we'll probably go out of that, but it's Championship tied anyway. Marty Crespi, a Spanish centre-half. He looks alright, doesn't he? Let's get a 1 week trial for him. And let's try and get that director of football in. We're linked with League 2 players on permanent deals, and we can't afford them. We've got 2 trialists coming in again, Lynch and Crespi this time. And I think what we've got to do now is temper our expectations. We're not going to stay up, but hopefully we've got a side that can at least perhaps compete to survive quite comfortably. We've brought in a top player, that's a good thing. I'm not going to talk about tactics. And that's it, a fairly short one for the new signings there. Crespi, 3.5 star. Joel Lynch, the same. So I think we've got to go for Lynch, haven't we? Just gives us a second centre-half. And at the moment, he might end up being a backup. But for now, he gives us that second option. He wants about 1.8, which I think will be okay. So let's try and get him in, shall we? What does he want? 400, 300, 100. We'll go for 1.9, and we know we're going to have to pay 2, aren't we? So there we go. Hopefully another signing in, a British-based one as well. Not sure about the language barrier at the back. Thank you for everyone getting involved in the chat as well. Do appreciate it. Your youth take's amazing. Oh, I hope that's good for you. Yeah, I hope they rebuild the Cop at the racecourse as well. Yeah, Wrexham would be good to have on the 92. Tom, you're spot on from that point of view. When were they last in the league? It's got to be about nearly 10 years now, hasn't it? When did Wrexham go down? I'm going to have to go and have a look. You've surprised me with that one. What year was it? Maybe it was before Luton. I don't know. When did they last play in the Football League? Let's have a look. So 5th tier. When were they last out? They dropped out 2008. Oh, so they went out the year before Luton. Obviously, we've made our return back up. And the way we've done it, there's nothing to say Wrexham couldn't do that in 6 or 7 years with the right backing and the right support. Yeah, it's 08, so the year before Luton's minus 30. Right, let's register those 5. Let's get them involved in the squad at least. Oh, the salary cap's in game as well. We're 18 grand under that still too. Still those couple of potential signings. We've still got that holding midfielder who's going to go to Mets. But then we've got the Bournemouth loanee as well. If all of them came in, that'd be a good midfield 3. Rakyle Pike to Wrexham on loan. I'm sure a lot of Wrexham fans would like to see that. He was a cracking player. No more loans there. Oh, we're in the National League, are we? No, it's just all players going out on loan. I'm not quite sure why. Come on, give me that director of football and we'll have a 5-minute swan song with him in charge. But I don't know if we're going to get it in time. We've got 7 or 8 minutes left. Sleeping Giant is certainly a League 1 or League 2 standard club. I would certainly, the first 10 years we were growing up watching football, you were a League 1 or League 2 club. So we would expect Wrexham to be there. The advert for Chief Scout has been withdrawn. No applicant. Jeez, that's not a good sign. Right, Royce has joined. Duggan is the technical director. Give me the director of football now. That's the only one missing, isn't it? It's the only one I need. Submit our numbers. I'm not worried what they are. You can make them whatever you want. There we go. Skelly, director of football. So we are going to go and set him to transfers and let him do whatever he wants. We're almost turning this into the head coach now. Because we want someone to provide some inspiration. And he's the man who can do it. So there goes Callum Skelly. Can he go for young ones as well? Player signings for under 23s. Callum Skelly. There we go. So let's get him involved in making offers. And we'll see what his knowledge is like, won't we? A Newport, the 3rd biggest Welsh club now. In the pyramid, yes. Colwyn Bay have moved back over to Wales. They were 5th before. So they're in the league that Bangor City are in now in my save. But yeah, Newport are top of League 2 at the moment as well, Tom. And Mark O'Brien, obviously a legend for them. So be interesting to get his views on them. Yeah, I'm hoping we'll get to go to the racecourse once you're back in League 2. That's what the owner said. You've got to be careful with owners. They don't always know their football as well as they let on. Callum Skelly, director of football. We're delighted to have him here. I just want him to get to work quickly. We'll get through the next few days up until the Ibar game. And then what we'll do off camera is get to Middlesbrough. Because I don't know that these guys are going to join us. I think the holding midfielder will go to Metz. It's just whether we can get the Bournemouth kid as well. Another injury to a kid this time. Got some interest in the new physio job as well. I don't know how many were allowed. There's only one space, and I think we'd already offered it out, hadn't we? We had, so we're not going to be able to offer another one out. It's the only one that hasn't agreed to join yet. There he is. There's Keith Graham, the physio. There's Liddell, Cragen and Pryor. So that's the coaching team done. Chester are trying to get Wigan's Joe Pigott on loan. Yep, they've offered for him and they're going to get him. That's no problem. Oh, I don't think we accepted it, did we? They've offered most of the wages. We can't complain. The more we can make, the better. I'm not going to respond to that one because that's about a backup fitness coach. Thank you to everyone coming in as well. Good to have so many of you here. Please do chuck a thumbs up on it. I do appreciate your support. And Merthyr still playing in England. I believe they're in the English leagues yet. I shouldn't be a history teacher. Tom's got a history degree. He should be the history teacher. Hector Sam was a great Wrexham striker. Yeah, he absolutely was. Who was the other one? Oh, I always get the names mixed up. I can't remember which one it was. Was it Stern John who was at Wrexham? And is he in the game still? I remember him at Birmingham. I can't remember if he's the one who was at Wrexham or not. Rodney Jack. I'm sure it's Rodney Jack. Correct me, Craig. You'll know that from the 2000s. Not sure how many Welsh teams play in England. Yeah, I don't know belong that. Don't sell to Chester. I have to. They're offering me money that pays my wages. He's rejected them though. There you go. That'll make you feel better. Best players in League One. We're nowhere near there. One of our former heroes is though. Oh, FA Cup final hero Ben Watson. What we do to have him back. Craig did tell me to look at Callum McManaman yesterday. I'm just seeing if he's there. Yeah, he has gone to Melbourne Victory, Craig. He's very well rated there, actually. I know he was very good for us, but injury-wise, his physical stats should be down a bit. Let's have a look at the other loan offers. Who's in for him now? Kidderminster and Alfreton. They're not offering any wages, though, so no. And this director of football doesn't look great, does he? Not making any offers. Joel Lynch is in. We're going to have to sign him because if we look at the centre-halves, we've only got Curtis Tilt at the moment. So at least for the cup tie, we've got a back four. That's the most important thing. Oh, thank you, Nevsky. Welcome along. Watched the first stream earlier. Was brilliant. Hope you're okay. Much appreciated. I hope everyone's well too. Thank you for the support. It's been great to find so many new faces over the last couple of days. We've gained, before I went live today, just under 100 subscribers in 2 days, which for a channel my size is ridiculous. So hopefully over the next week and a half, I'll be able to entertain you enough with this save. And we'll be able to get a few players in that make this side competitive. We have, as predicted, lost our centre midfielder to Metz. The rest of the trials have ended. And Joel Lynch has joined the club permanently. So we've got a back four in place now. We are going to get to Wednesday. We've got 4 players recruit. Oh, no players found for the goalkeeper search. I mean, these scouts are awful, aren't they? There's no more players scouted yet. Cater's still up there. There's a couple of others, but not a great deal, really. I'm just trying to see if there's any positions we haven't got a player that we need to go desperately for. So we've got a goalkeeper. We've got back 4 that can compete. They're not brilliant, but they'll do a job for us. We've got a midfield. Let's have a look at what we've got in there. We've got Lee Evans. We've got Palmer's injured. I don't know if he'll make it. He won't. So we could really do with a centre mid. We've got a good attacking midfield 3 and a good striker. So if we can play 4-2-3-1, all we need is a centre mid. So hopefully that man will be him from Bournemouth. I'm going to call him Namdi because that's a cool first name. Nigerian under-20 international. 600 quid a week would be a bargain. Does anyone else want him? Oh, Huddersfield and Swansea. So we're not going to have much luck, are we? But let's see. Free transfer, centre mid. Oh! Did you see that one change? There's some big names in that one. Curtis Tilt was great for Wrexham. Yeah, it's lovely to have so many new faces along. Oh, Dennis Lawrence at the back. Yeah, he was a brilliant player. Played for Jamaica as well, didn't he? At least there's more signings. The takeover helped. We're just about getting to an 11. And we've had 2 former Premier League men here. Alex Song is off the cliff physically. But do I get him in for the reputation? Because it must be big. Very good. And that could open so many doors. Carlos Sanchez, arguably a bit better. Played for West Ham last. Must have a good reputation too. So let's go for him. I'll try and get them on trial first, because that normally makes it a bit easier to sign them. So let's just bring them both in and see how they're rated. So if we can get one of them, that could be a game changer. Let's look at the loan options as well. Man City's youngster. He's not too bad, actually. I'm not sure why he's rated as a left winger there. A young Spaniard. £4 a week. It's a bit much, isn't it? Crystal Palace youngster's not great. And that one's average. I'm going to look at some other positions now, because after that, I've got a sneaky suspicion there might be some good ones about. See if there's any more big names coming up. Marcus Barnes was a good striker, but he's got a bit of a downgrade this year. Such a shame, isn't it? What do you do for work? I manage a GP surgery locally. So I'm normally working full time. I booked the 2 weeks off for the beta. So it's been a bit of a challenging year. And that's why probably early in FM20, the content wasn't at its best. But for FM21, we're feeling good. So hopefully, we'll be able to keep going. Basically, Harry, in simple terms, what the last year has taught me is I'd love to do that job forever, but I'm not going to be able to do it full time for 40, 50 years to retirement, hopefully. So I'm going to hopefully be able to make this part of my job long term. I'd love this to be part time and then keep my hand in with that as well. But obviously, that's a long way off. We're only at 1,500 subscribers. To give you a context of where the channel is as a sort of reference point. So yesterday, my channel got about 2,000 views for the first time ever. And the incoming ad revenue from that was about £2.50. And that's the highest I've ever earned in a day. Before that, I'd never earned more than £1 in a day. So we're a long way off that stage. But all of this helps. Gaining people, just taking that time to watch the 30-second adverts. It does mean such a lot. So thank you for your support with it. And hopefully, long term, it will be part-time NHS, part-time YouTuber. That's the plan anyway. Tom, congrats on the subscribers. Don't forget those of us who have known you 20 years when you're rich and famous. As I've just explained with the money, I don't think I'll be rich and famous anytime soon. So hopefully, well, Tom, you're a star on one of the series, which hopefully we'll be able to restart once we're allowed back into football grounds. So certainly not forgetting that. Trinidad and Tobago, that's right. I knew I'd seen him in an international game. I won't forget you either. I would donate, and it's not something I want to do at the moment. Because I'm not at the stage where I need it to be part of my income. I can't promise that when I get to next year's game, I might not need to do memberships, Patreon, things like that. But at the moment, I just want to build and produce good content for you. I don't want to, and even if we got to the stage where we had to do that stuff, it would never be, oh, I'm going to put some of this behind a paywall or whatever. All of the content that's available would be as it is normally now. And then we just have maybe 1 or 2 extra posts or whatever on the side. And as Craig mentions, we do a podcast as well, and that's getting close to the 1,000 mark too. We've gone from 150 to 600 in a few months. So if you want to check that one out, we're getting there as well on that side of it. It's really great. It's great and enjoyable. Let's have a look for a goalkeeper, last but not least. Anyone good? Andy Lonergan. Just got released by Liverpool, didn't he? He's not a bad keeper. 35-year-old Finn. He's going to the MLS or the Championship, though. So yeah, sorry, Harry, long and convoluted answer, but that's the long and short of it. I thought I'd be honest rather than just try and hide it all away. Wrexham hopefully v Luton soon. You're 3 promotions away or an FA Cup tie, but obviously this year that's not going to be the case. Although if you get back into League 2, you could get us in the Carabao Cup as well, couldn't you? Let's have a look. We've got a couple of days left until that Carabao Cup tie. We're not going to get all the way up to it because we're already past 6:30. We'll go for another 5 minutes or so. Just try and get to match day. And just see if our director of football makes an offer for someone. It's really frustrating. He's been in a few days now and he's not really got his feet under the carpet at all. So Sanchez and Song, both rated 3.5 star. Let's see what they want. I guess the wages is going to be the key here. So for Sanchez, that's not bad. If we can get him for 2.2, 2.3, that would be good. Get off all those extra clauses. With the old boys, you've got to watch out for this clause. It's cropping up a lot more this year. the extension after a few league games. Because you only want them first choice for one season. Let's try and get that one down a bit more then. 450. Oh, he's put us in a bit of a dilemma there. Always going for the... I can't even think of the word now. Let's have a look. 450. Can we get him in? There you go. I think we're going to get him in. That's going to be a good deal for us. Let's look at Alex Song as well. We might as well. Physically awful, but off the bench and in the dressing room could be a good character. Regular starter. Let's see what the wage is. It's... oh, far too high. He's still got his reputation, hasn't he? Let's go and get through that press conference. Fancy interviewing me? I have a fan page. Hey, don't rule it out. We do all sorts of different areas of football. Charlie does most of the interviews now, though. I'm only doing one this evening because he's not available. He's normally in charge of that side of it. So a short interview for Joel Lynch, but at least it is a back four. We've got more loan repayments as well. Jeez, this is bad. We'll say we'd love to get him in. And hopefully he'll feel the same way. Doesn't look like we're going to get an offer from our director of football at any point this week for a player. And it looks like we're going to be left with a very short squad for the weekend. But we've got news. Firstly, scouts who want to join the club. Let's get George Foster in because he's rated best overall. Judging ability and potential as a combination, he's good at both. So we'll get him in. 850 a week. He takes it. Senior affiliate. Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, this could change the game. We're going to go on a quick loan hunt for the last 4 minutes of this stream. Maybe interview, don't have to blow my fan page up. There's no point from your point of view doing it before there's fans back in the football grounds. Because if you do that, you're being difficult. You won't get as much benefit from it, basically. And equally, because you're under 18, we'd have to go through your parents as well. Because that's something we learnt a bit further on with 17-year-old footballers. Right. We've got some good news. This Bournemouth youngster's agreed to join us. 600 quid a week. That's a good deal. And he's a superstar. So we've got a centre midfield for the cup tie. Now, what I've got to bear in mind is that we can only have 5 loan players in the squad for the league games. I'm going to see if there's any we can send back. So Tom James, I'm thinking to terminate because he's pretty average. On loan from Hibs, we'll send him back. I don't know if Johnson will play. He's a backup, isn't he? Tilt's first choice. Palmer will be in the squad. And of course the new lad will as well. I can't see him on that screen there. Is he not registered or something? Why is he not there? Am I going blind? Somebody help me out here. Where's happened to the loan signing? I don't know what's going on there. I'm sure he is not on that screen. Maybe it just takes a minute to tick over. We'll come back to it in a moment. The other thing we're going to do before we finish, though, is go and have a look at Tottenham, just to see if we can put in any loans for anyone. Yeah, absolutely. Get it on Twitter. Why not? Favourite cricketer of all time. My favourite cricketer is MS Dhoni. Definitely. I love how cool he is under pressure. He's an absolute superstar in T20 and one-day cricket. He's a game changer. So definitely Dhoni for me. So we can go to Tottenham now. We've got free reins to look at their players. I'm going to go ambitious first and then we'll work our way down. So Tanganga, who's been good in real life. They're not willing to let him go. I'm not surprised by that. Let's try Joe Rodon as well, the young Welshman that came in from Swansea. Oh, I mean, I don't think he will, but it's worth a go. If we can get someone of that quality to join this football club, promotion bid's back on. Paulo Gazzaniga, we could do with a good keeper. Oh, we can't afford his wages. That one went quickly, didn't it? Let's look at the 23s. So we have got Jack Clark in there. Hopefully they'll give him us on the cheap now. No wage contribution. That's what we wanted. So another winger in the squad. And even if they don't all start at the same time, just to bolster the actual squad a little bit. Sirkin's probably not the one we want to spend our budget on. Should we get them in value order? See who's up there that hasn't been let out. If only Carter Vickers was still available, that would have been the best one. I think the doorbell's just gone, if you could hear something in the background as well. And Harvey White was the other one. But if we get Sanchez, we probably don't need him. So let's leave it at that for now. But I don't think we're going to get anyone else from there. Are you a fan of KP? As a player, yes. Some of his views were a little bit erratic, but yeah, he was a fantastic player in his prime. That 05 Ashes, that's what made me love cricket, and he was a big part of that, so I can't say no. I like Chris Wokes because he went to my school the year above me. He's a very good player. He's become key for England in the last year. He was brilliant. He was probably one of the best bowlers in the Test summer. I know he got outshone because of the achievements of Broad and Anderson with the wicket hauls, but he's a very underrated player. Tom James has gone back. The 2 loan offers have been accepted, and I've just got to make sure I'm off in time to go and interview O'Brien, so bear with me, and we'll try and get through as much as possible. But we will have to sign off at 1:45 if we haven't got any new Tottenham players in. 3-star ability there. No, there's no real standouts here, unfortunately. It's getting a bit more difficult at the moment. I wonder if we can get that Gelhardt back in. I can look for him because he's just left Wigan, so they'll be aware of him. He's already gone on loan to Swansea. So that one's gone, unfortunately. Any other sign-ins? Doesn't look like it. It looks like those Tottenham ones will take a while to decide because they're a big step down. But if we get Joe Rodon, I'll be celebrating, and that will really step up what we can do. Right, Sanchez has agreed to join in midfield. Squad edition. George Foster as a scout, which will help the director of football. And now we just need one of those Tottenham ones to come off. Oh, he's rejected us. Joe Rodon rejects us straight away. I can't say I'm surprised, and I don't blame him. Why would he come and play in League One? But what a fantastic footballer. He's okay, but it's future potential rather than current ability. We'll send the assistant to the press conference for Sanchez, and we'll just skip through a couple more times to see if we can get Jack Clark in. A hero from Cliftonville in FM20, of course. Fingers crossed he'll carry on. He's so good in England, but not done much abroad. But you can say that for a lot of the English bowlers, to be honest. They generally struggle overseas. I mean, Moeen Ali's got a fantastic record in England. I know he's dropped out this year, but he was brilliant till then. Anderson's never been the best on the road in away conditions. I've got used to my second option again on the press conference. So we're at match day, near enough. So we will get to the Middlesbrough game, and that's where we'll start the next stream tomorrow evening. Oh, he's made an offer. Rory Feely from St Pat's Athletic, and he's useless. Is that your first offer? Seriously? You've gone to your homeland island and bought one of the most average middle-aged youngsters instead of a brilliant 18-year-old. Oh, I don't understand it. You've annoyed me. That's not the way to win me over. Can't wait for the Ashes, yeah. I'm looking forward to the Big Bash as well. Because I'm off on Monday and Tuesday morning, I can watch it 4 days in a row over the weekend. And then obviously working in the evenings just means I miss the football. But we are getting to the Middlesbrough game. There's no sign of Jack Clark, I'm afraid. So it is going to be a busy week before the League One season. Don't forget there's still a month for the window though. So we can improve the squad a bit. We've still got a little bit of wage budget. Only £3,000 left. But we've got transfer budget too. And Jack Clark wouldn't eat into that at all. We've got the Papa John's trophy as well. So we can use that to get a few of the squad players' fitness in midweek. But there we go. We've reached the Middlesbrough game in the Carabao Cup. And we haven't been able to get anyone in. We've got a few that have joined the club. But no more that have joined on a regular basis. And that makes things a bit difficult for us. James Collins on the bench for Ireland tonight, is he? Well, to be fair, everyone who's in the squad's on the bench or starting, aren't they? Whether he'll get on is another matter. If he does, he'll score. Mark my words. So there's the transfers so far. 6 players joined the club, 1 loan and 5 free transfers. And no more leaving, with 2 of the loan players recalled, Tom Pearce and Callum Lang. So hopefully we've got a squad to look forward to. We won't get anything out of Middlesbrough, but it gives us an absolute chance at survival in the league. And that's what the aim was when we started. The Papa John's trophy makes me hungry. Me too, but I've got to wait till after the interview for dinner. But thank you for joining me this evening. I really do appreciate your support. Please do chuck a thumbs up on it if you haven't already. Great to see all the regulars and the new faces in the stream. And I'll see you tomorrow evening, 5:30 the same time. We'll have a double header of videos tomorrow, banger in the morning, a head coach at 3:30. And then I'll see you at 5:30 live here for another instalment with Wigan and our first competitive games with the club. Thanks for watching.